Dear friends, today I am going to narrate my favorite story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Long time ago, in Never Never Land, there lived a queen. One day, when it was the middle of the winter, the queen was sitting by a window. As she looked out at the snow, she pricked her finger and 3 drops of blood fell onto the snow. She gazed at the red drops in the white snow and said, I wish my little daughter to be as white as the snow, as red as blood, and as black as ebony. And when her daughter was born, she was beautiful, with skin as white as snow, cheeks as rosy as blood, and hair as black as ebony. The queen named her Snow White. But sadly, after some time, the queen died. And Snow White's father married another queen. This new queen had a magic mirror. She would often gaze at herself and say, Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? And the mirror would reply, You, O queen, you are the fairest in the land. But one day she looked into the mirror and said, Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? It answered her, You, my queen, may be lovely, but Snow White is by far the most beautiful in the land. The queen called one of her servants and ordered him to take Snow White out into the woods. I never want to see her again, she screamed. The servant was very unhappy and did not want to hurt Snow White. So he left her in the woods and returned to the queen to tell her that Snow White was dead. Poor Snow White was alone and afraid as she wandered into the wood. As the night fell, she reached a cottage. It was the home of 7 dwarfs. Inside, she found a table neatly laid with 7 small loaves of bread and 7 little glasses of mango juice. And against the wall were 7 small beds. Snow White was very hungry, so she helped herself to a little bread from each loaf and sipped the mango juice from each glass. Then she lay down and fell asleep. When the dwarfs returned from their day's work, the 7 dwarfs were not at all pleased with the mess that they saw on the table. They turned around and found Snow White sleeping soundly. At first, they became very upset. They grumbled and complained to one another. But then they all gazed in amazement at her beauty and agreed to let her sleep until the morning. In the morning, when Snow White woke up, the dwarfs were enamored with her. She was so beautiful and so innocent and so lovely. So Snow White stayed with the dwarfs. While they were hard at work in the diamond mine, she would look after their cottage and prepare the meals every day. One day, the queen looked into the mirror again and asked the mirror her usual question. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? The mirror replied, You are the fairest in this place, but by far the most beautiful face belongs to Snow White. The queen was furious. I thought she was dead, she cried. She then disguised herself as an old gypsy woman and went off into the woods in search of Snow White. She carried with her a basket of apples, and one of the apples was poisoned on one side. When she came upon the cottage, she knocked on the door. Snow White opened the window and looked out and said, I dare not let anyone in. The queen said, Oh, never mind, dear. Just let me give you one of my beautiful apples. Snow White did not want to take it, but the queen insisted. Oh, look, I will take a bite of this apple and you will see that it is safe and it is very tasty also. Snow White then also took a bite of the apple and fell down. When the dwarfs returned from work that day, they were very unhappy to find Snow White lying lifeless on the ground. She was so beautiful, and they wanted to keep looking at her forever and forever. So they laid her in a glass coffin. Snow White looked as if she were only sleeping. One day a prince rode by and begged the dwarfs to let him take the Snow White away with him. The dwarfs refused at first because they loved Snow White, but then they took pity on the prince and granted him his wish. But you know what happened? As soon as the prince lifted the coffin, a piece of apple fell from Snow White's lips, and she woke up. The prince asked Snow White to go with him to his father's palace and marry him. The princess agreed. Who was princess? The Snow White. In the marriage, the wicked queen was also invited to the marriage feast. And when she arrived and saw Snow White as the bride, she choked with rage and fell ill, and she died. But Snow White and the prince lived happily ever after in that land for many, many years. How did you like this story, friends? Do like, comment and share. If your subscription button is still red, please press it and make it grey so you are all subscribed. See you next with another lovely story.